Your cat is staring at you right now. They are probably plotting to knock something off a table, or maybe they are sleeping directly on your face. We like to think we own them, but biologically, we might be the ones who are owned. You didn't tame a tiny desert lion. That tiny desert lion tamed you. We built civilization to escape predators, but then we invited one directly into our beds. Dogs were shaped by centuries of human breeding. Cats were never bred to obey us. They simply hacked our brains. They used a form of biological warfare, and they did it on purpose. Imagine the Fertile Crescent 10,000 years ago. Humans had just invented farming. We stopped moving as hunter-gatherers. We built permanent villages. We stored harvested grain in permanent mud shelters. But grain attracts mice, thousands of them. It was an endless open buffet for rodents. The house mouse followed humans from the wild. They invaded the grain bins. Humans were helpless against them. At the edge of the village, a shadow watched, the African wildcat. These cats were solitary, highly aggressive killers, but the boldest ones walked into human camps. They had a 50% hunting success rate. This is much higher than lions. They are perfect solitary killing machines, but humans offered them something better, an endless buffet of pests. The aggressive cats that lashed out were killed by humans. The terrified cats stayed out in the desert. Only the calmest cats survived. They had slightly shorter flight distances. This means they were born just a little calmer. They possessed a genetic tolerance for human presence. Over generations, these calmer cats survived best. Instead of competing for scarce desert prey, they moved in. They ate their fill of mice. They raised their kittens in safety. Humans quickly realized these silent killers were valuable. They didn't need to be trained to hunt. Their natural instincts protected the human food supply. Humans began to tolerate them. Then they welcomed them. Eventually, they left out bowls of milk and scraps. But here's the weird part. In 2014, geneticists studied cat DNA. They compared domestic cats to wild cats. They found almost no difference. A pug looks nothing like a wild wolf, but your house cat is genetically still a wildcat. They never changed their DNA to please us. Physically, they remained completely wild. They just learned to manipulate our minds. They did it through sound. Cats do not meow to each other in the wild. Adult wildcats hunt in complete silence. The meow is a tool used only for humans. It is a juvenile behavior. In the wild, kittens meow to their mothers, but house cats realized humans respond to it, so they never grew out of it. They keep meowing as adults to communicate with us. Each cat has a unique meow. They customize it for their owner. They also developed a second type of purr. It's called the solicitation purr. I analyzed this sound under an audiograph. It contains a hidden, high-frequency cry. It peaks at exactly 380 hertz. That matches a human baby's cry. Your brain cannot ignore this sound. It triggers an involuntary maternal instinct. You get anxious when you hear it. You feed them just to stop the noise. They discovered a biological cheat code, and it gets much weirder. There's a brain parasite. It's called Toxoplasma gondii. Cats shed this parasite in their waste. It infects rats first. It chemically rewires the rat's brain. The rat loses its fear of cats. It actually gets attracted to cat scent. This makes the rat very easy prey. The parasite gets back to the cat, but humans get infected too. Some studies show it affects our brains. It might make humans love cats even more. I almost didn't believe this study, but the data is highly compelling. John Bradshaw studied cat behavior. He found cats do not understand humans. They don't see us as another species. They treat us like giant friendly cats. When they groom you, they're greeting you. When they rub you, they're sharing scent. They think you're a clumsy roommate. We're just big hairless cats to them. This explains their independent behavior. They don't look up to us. They treat us as equals. African wildcats live in extreme heat. They get their water from prey. They rarely need to drink water. They have highly concentrated urine. This is why cat waste smells so strong. It's an evolutionary adaptation. Your house cat still has this trait. They are desert survivalists. But here's where it gets truly wild. We think this started in Egypt, but it actually started much earlier. In 2004, archaeologists dug in Cyprus. They found a grave from Shilurocambo close. It was 9,500 years old. Inside was a human skeleton. Next to it was a cat skeleton. It was carefully buried. The cat was only 8 months old. Cyprus has no native wildcats. Humans had to bring it by boat. They sailed the Mediterranean with a wildcat. They kept it safe. Then they buried it with shells. This was before the pyramids. This was before metal tools. It was a true companion. Later, Egypt took it further. They declared cats sacred. Killing a cat was punishable by death. When a cat died, families shaved their eyebrows. They did this to mourn. The Romans smuggled cats out of Egypt. They used them on ships. They wanted them to protect grain. Cats spread across the Roman Empire. They reached Asia along trade routes. They guarded sacred scriptures from mice. They conquered the globe, yet they never lost the wildcat within. Look at your cat's behavior. They still act like desert hunters. When they scratch, they are marking territory. They leave scent from their paws. When they climb, they want high ground. This keeps them safe from predators. When they play, they are practicing hunting. They stalk, pounce, and bite. They still hunt in their sleep. You can see their paws twitch. They are chasing ancient prey. Human breeding has caused health issues. Persians have flat faces. They struggle to breathe. Scottish folds have cartilage issues. Their ears fold because of a defect. This causes joint pain. This is the cost of human vanity. Dogs were bred to obey. Horses work with us. Cows tolerate us. But cats made a treaty. They chose to stay. They sleep beside us. They have ruled our hearts for millennia. Tonight, look at your cat. Do you own them or do they own you? Tell me your thoughts below. Send this to a cat owner ruled by their pet. Now, imagine an alternate timeline, a shadow history, a world where those first farmers drove the wildcats back, where we refused to share our hearths. Without cats, the balance of power shifts. The rodents win. They multiply, unchecked. Thousands become millions. They swarm the ancient granaries. They consume the surplus food of early humans. Famine strikes the Fertile Crescent. Human settlements collapse before they can grow, but it gets darker. Mice do not just eat grain, they eat parchment. They chew through dried animal skins. Throughout history, cats guarded our written words. They patrolled the libraries of Alexandria. They protected the ancient scrolls of Rome. They lived in the monasteries of the Silk Road. Without them, our earliest books are turned to nesting material. Philosophies, mathematics, and science lost forever. The dark ages of human ignorance would have never ended. And then there is disease. Without cats to hunt the carriers of the plague, humanity falls. Black Death sweeps through cities without resistance. Our populations shrink. Our progress freezes. We did not just invite a cute pet into our beds. We signed a silent survival pact. They protected our food. They guarded our knowledge. They saved our species from the shadows. So look at your cat tonight. When they ignore your commands, when they look at you with cold eyes, do not be offended. They earned their independence 10,000 years ago. They are not just roommates. They are the silent guardians of human history.